Obviously disappointed with the result that we experienced on Saturday. Also, very encouraged by some of the things that we're seeing, not only in some performances on Saturday, but also the way that this team has transitioned and gotten right back into Maryland prep. Had a great practice this morning, and excited for the opportunity that's ahead. Going on the road for a Big Ten contest against a team that has the ability to play at a really high level, another explosive offense that we'll be dealing with, and excited for the challenge on a short week. To be honest with you, I think our football team is excited about the short week. Excited to get right back into practice. Had a great walkthrough last night, and really proud of the way that our guys transitioned into this morning.
Coach, Saturday marked the second time this season that a road team celebrated on your home field. Does that give the team any additional fuel as you prepare to hit the road for a Big Ten game?
Yeah, I think the way we're looking at it right now, we're sitting at 2-3. Can't do anything to change where that record is at. But I think this football team is very confident that we have more within us, and I think the challenge in front of us is to go be at our best on the road against Maryland, and do everything in our power to make sure that we return back to Evanston at 3-3 at the halfway point of the season. But it is a point of emphasis to protect our home field, and unfortunately twice this year we haven't been able to do that. But we'll worry about taking care of that here in a couple weeks when Wisconsin visits.
Coach, against Indiana found holes in the middle of the field a lot. Is there talks with Tim about, hey, maybe we need to play less soft coverage, less cover four, maybe manning up? I know it's a young secondary and you don't want to leave them on islands at times, but playing more cover 2, cover 6, and just making sure that no one can just hit those hole shots and pick up 6 yards on first down to keep the chains moving.
Yeah, I honestly. Some of the RPO stuff that we've seen this year against a couple of our opponents, that's something I really prided myself on for a long time, of studying RPOs, how they're structured. There's been some new creative ways of attacking an RPO, and I'm excited about some of the conversations that are happening in our defensive staff room over the last couple of days, and to be honest with you, David, that's something that I got to do a better job of. Being a guy that's coached in the back half before and worked with safeties and DBs, of helping us find some answers to take our guys out of conflict, still be effective against the run game, but ensure that we're not opening up some of those windows that are being attacked in RPO. But that's something that we have to get fixed. We have to do a better job. We have to do a better job of forcing the quarterback to process post snap. And from the conversations we've had over the last couple of days, I'm confident that we're gonna get that corrected.
What have you seen on tape throughout the season that has been so effective against you guys in the RPO game?
Yeah, I'd love to talk with you offline on that, but I don't want to be giving anyone answers to the test on this one.
Last game, a lot of IU fans in the crowd. Is that the home field advantage that you envision for this temporary project? And have you talked with the department at all about ways to get more purple in the building?
So much of the motivation, behind backing this project was, what it was going to be like for our student athletes to be able to play on campus. And then secondly, giving our students an opportunity to engage. What fired me up, honestly, was seeing our student section. I mean, it was packed. It's ready to roll. My challenge to the Wild side is bring that energy again for Wisconsin, and let's send you off at the end of the game with a victory. But really proud of the way that our students showed up.
Coach, you face some of the top passers in the Big Ten in Will Rogers, Curtis Rourke, and then Billy Edwards. What do you think a young quarterback like Jack can learn just being so up close to them?
Yeah, I think the most important thing for Jack is just to continue to learn and improve and evaluate how we're structured schematically. But a credit to those three guys. I think they have a great command of the offense. I think they play with a lot of confidence, and I think they do a good job of giving or taking what the defense is giving them and not trying to force things. And I'm so stinking excited about the progression we're seeing out of Jack. It's a credit to him, and anyone that knows Jack knows that like he is one of the hungriest, humble, a thirst for continued improvement, and we're seeing that out of him. Not just it was really fun to see that show up on game day because those are the things that we're seeing at practice.
Coach, Maryland is one of the best teams in the nation in turnover margin. They're plus 11 all year, especially going on the road against a Big Ten team. What do you think the team needs to do to win that battle?
Yeah, we got to find a way on Friday night to flip that narrative because it's an impressive stat. It's a credit to all three phases of their game in terms of protecting the football and finding ways to take it away. And we know for us the equation for winning football here at Northwestern is to win in the turnover margin. Against Indiana, there were some opportunities for takeaways that we didn't capitalize on, and those potential takeaways would have been could have played a critical role in a different outcome. We got to make sure that impressive by Maryland. We got to be aware of that, but on Friday night that has to be a different story.
Hey, Coach, what did you make of Jackson's performance sliding into starting center this last game, and do you think he took advantage of his opportunity?
Yeah, I think Jackson's improving. Full context. Started against Nebraska last year. Following game did not start. I think sometimes that can affect a guy's confidence. And I'm not saying it did for Jackson, but the thing I'm excited for Jackson in terms of moving forward is had a chance to step in against Washington. Did some things against Indiana that were positive. There's still a lot of room for improvement, but I think for a young guy to know that, this is my role, and I'm gonna have an opportunity to just continue to improve and build some confidence is something. Jackson is so prideful, wants to do such a great job, building some confidence and just letting him cut it loose. Strong, powerful kid, heavy-handed. Excited for those things to continue to show up on film, especially on game day.
Quick follow-up. How have you liked what Coach O'Boyle has done with the offensive line this year?
Yeah, I've just, I think I mentioned it the other day, but you see what what you're going to get out of Coach O'Boyle. He's going to coach you really hard. He's going to be incredibly demanding. Fundamental and technique things that we preach all the time. He totally buys into, but he's going to love you. He works to create a genuine relationship with every single guy in that room. I again, I'll be honest, the group is still a work in progress, but there's no other group in the country I'd rather see going through that process, from guys like Caleb Tiernan and Josh Thompson, Ben Rather, that are vets, all the way down to some of our first-year guys that we're seeing growth in. That group is trending in the right direction. It's a credit to the men in that room and a credit to Coach O'Boyle.
Coach, could you talk a bit about how Xander Mueller has stood out as a leader of this team this season?
Yeah, gosh, I get the opportunity to talk with pro scouts almost every day about Xander, and those are such fun conversations because all I have to do is tell the truth. And I always preface it guys, I'm not overselling you. I'm just telling you what I experience every day. His consistency, his energy, his passion, it's not fake, but it is every single day. One of the first guys in the weight room going through his pre-practice routine. He knew, going back to a couple years ago, he had a lot of areas he needed to improve on, and he intentionally attacked those things. His willingness to speak up and have hard conversations, and just his humility and a heart of service. In a day and age in college football where it's becoming more and more about, what's in it for me, Xander Mueller is the ultimate team player. And I won't get into details on this, but some of the opportunities that have come Xander Mueller's way because of his performance and who he has found intentional ways to pour those things back into his teammates, specifically some of the walk-ons on this team, and I think that just speaks to his character and who he is as a man. Any NFL organization that I talk to, I tell them, you will be a better football team and a better organization because Xander Mueller's in your building.
He wanted to improve some things this season. Have you seen him improve in those ways? And what are those things he's been working on?
When I first got here, I think his lower body strength was something he needed to work on. He had some things coming in when he first got here to Northwestern that were out of his control health-wise that he had to work on, that maybe limited his ability to develop lower half. He's taken strides in that area a great deal. Some of his change of direction and comfort level playing in space, especially against some of these spread teams that we play and some of the things we ask him to do in our system. You can just see him playing with a lot more comfort in those situations in space. His ability to play in the box and assess run game, the instincts that he plays with are things that are incredible strengths of his that we continue to see improve. And where we really challenged him this year with Bryce Gallagher no longer with the program and graduating and moving on was the leadership piece of it and the communication piece of it. And he stepped into that role and done an exceptional job.
Coach, Billy Edwards was sacked 5 times in Maryland's last game against Indiana. How key will your pass rushers, especially guys like Anto, Aiden, and Kenny, be to your overall defensive success Friday night?
It'll be critical. He's a really good quarterback that has tremendous weapons out on the perimeter, and we're going to have to find ways to affect him. If we don't, it'll be a long evening for us.
So Big Ten home opener on Saturday, but also the first time all the students were back on campus for a game. I know you talk about it all the time. You touched on it earlier. How was that, like, heading into the game different for you guys? And then once you arrived at the game, how was the atmosphere? How did that feed into what you did on the field against Indiana?
Yeah, no, I thought it was awesome. You could just tell there was a buzz on campus. Some of us on staff have a routine, on game day to, get into the facility early and, get a workout in together and just kind of build into the day. And, you're here early in the morning, you can already start to feel the buzz. And then as we return to campus with the team, you can tell it's starting to get to its peak. And, to look up in that student section and not only see it full, but to see it energized and ready to go. I think the disappointing part is we didn't get to send the student section home with a win. We want to celebrate with our students. We want to sing the fight song with the band. Again, there were some opportunities there late in the game, 27-24, where we have the momentum, and those students are really starting to factor into the game with crowd noise. Those are things that we look forward to capitalizing on and using to our advantage in the future.